Hello everyone, this is G-Shock High Fashion Channel. Today I'm going to make an unboxing and review video again for this G-Shock X Maharishi watch. I already made a first impression video before, so this will be just an add up to that video, more details, watch size comparisons, more a close-up look on the watch as well. Again, some of my further thoughts and opinion on this very model, GWG-1000MH-1AJR JDM version 5463 module. So this will be the barcode for mine. I'm not sure why they put it at the bottom, it's usually at the back of the box, but anyway, it's still fine. G-Shock Maharishi. They're a very simple thing. Let me give you guys a better look at it. Look at that, just in case, because this watch over here is very rare to be finding sitting on shelf today. Just in case you are wondering, I hope this video will be very helpful for you guys to have a better look at the watch before you make your purchase or make your decision to purchase in this. Well, I already unboxed this before, so in this video I'm just going to cover more minutes on the watch alone, but still I need to show you guys all this boxing paper as well, just to cover everything up. Mudmaster G-Shock Maharishi tied up model, tough movement, tough solar tempatoke, which is a solar wave scepter, and mud resisto kozo, mud resist structure, hoi, kiatsu, kodo, and ondo keisoku, which is triple sensor. Hoi stand for the compass, barometer, altimeter, and thermometer over here. World time complication, full auto, LED light, double over here. GWG-1000MH-1AJR. Makeup, this will be the retail price 90,000 yen plus 8% tax in Japan. So this is all the function that this model have at a glimpse. So we're gonna have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost like 20 complications built in this very G-Shock, which makes these things very incredible piece for the price. And this will be the booklet 5463. Again, Hoi, Kodo, Kiatsu, Ondoke, Keisoku, Kino. So the main features for this model is triple sensor and all this compass, barometer, altimeter, and thermometer thing written over here. More video coming up for just this book alone, so stay tuned for that. Alright, let me remove all the box out of the way. Alright, this will be the packing that this watch came with. G-Shock Maharishi again, I believe similar with the one on the box. And since the surface is different, this one appears more glossy compared to this. Look at that. At a gleam, as an angle, look at that. Totally different thing, similar sizing as well. Dark green colorway, 3 to 1. Bam, here is the watch sponge over here. You can see that shape somewhere around there, but anyway. G-Shock X Maharishi, again, this part is somehow a little bit glossy as well. Look at that. Very nice spongy part over here to protect the watch from any scratch while they are delivering. Anyway, this is the watch. I already removed all the plastic and all. I already wear this for just about a day or two, not long. I'm just gonna show you guys again, except in this video, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth and into detail. And looking from the side, we're gonna have a look at two buttons over here with a lot of texture. I believe this one is almost similar to the one on arrangement, and if I'm not mistaken, the Mudmaster was built from arrangement DNA. Everybody loved this type of profile, 1, 2, 3 buttons, 2 buttons over here, and 1 single button at the front. Since a lot of people are loving this, Casio released another model which is an improvement to this GW-9400, and they named it the Mudmaster instead of Rangemaster. I'm not sure why. Probably Rangemaster sounds not too cool. Mudmaster seems better, and it fits more better to the purpose, which is smart resistance. Casio most of the time won't improve a single watch. Like if there's an issue in arrangement, they won't release another arrangement similar looks with the issues fixed. They prefer to release another model that is totally different at all, but still keep the problem fixed. That's just how Casio do things if you look back in history. Anyway, I'm gonna place more G-Shock here just to make the frame a little bit fun. Anyway, on this side, we're gonna have two buttons again, similar texture as the one on the arrangement, except, let me put this thing again, the button size for the arrangement is way smaller than this. Look at that. They still have this ring up here for the water resist and also mud resist. This one also have it in steel, this one in plastic. The button is bigger, similar size as this sensor button over here. Look at that, totally different. And this will be the crown, which is way more better, I believe, compared to the Golfmaster. Look at that. They have their own specialty though, so you can't complain much on that. On this side, we're gonna have a look at similar thing as well. Sensor for the arrangement over here, sensor for the Mudmaster over here, which is I believe more efficient. because of the build similar to this. They have holes in there, so it's gonna be way more easier for the sensor to detect change in atmospheric pressure. Unlike the arrangement, however, it is actually covered with a plastic piece and then the sensor is in there, so it's not that precise or accurate. So this will be more a little bit better and improvement to this triple sensor series. Single circular shape with just slightly square thing at the end there, similar to the Mudmaster as well, although this thing full still. If I press the light button over here, you will see how bright the LED lighting on this piece. Both of them will light on. You are able to view this mode indicator. Even you can tell everything. All you need to know, everything will light on. You can set the duration to 1.5 or 3 seconds. In this case, it is just 1.5. And I believe the digital display over here aren't as bright, but it is good enough. You can still tell everything. Before I proceed with all of these buttons and what they are capable of, let me introduce to you guys what are the things on the watch face. So up here will be the city code ring. This will be useful at world time or at the watch setup. Down here you're gonna see this orange line all the way around with numbers over 9, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and plus logo over there, minus logo over here. We'll go all the way down here. This will be the change in atmospheric pressure indicator or change in altimeter indicator, or just a reading, at atmospheric pressure reading or altimeter reading, depending on which mode you're looking at. This is similar to the eye of arrangement. Look at here. This over, look at that. 0 to 10, 0 to negative 10. That thing over here. This is it. This is it. Under stand for negative 10. Positive here for over 10. Similar thing goes with the Golfmaster as well. Look at that. This ring up here is this line over here on the Mudmaster. And one of the reasons why they didn't highlight this part as much as they highlight this one on other G-Shock is that the main purpose for this Mudmaster is for you to have a quick access to compass and altimeter. That is the main big features. The main highlight of a Mudmaster. A main highlight for Golfmaster is to have a look at the barometer, change the atmospheric pressure. So that's why they highlight this part more compared to other modes. And that's why they highlight this two part more on the Mudmaster compared to that part, because this is the function that they're aiming. They made it easy for you to use these two more than the rest of the functions. So every G-Shock has their main purpose. They have their own reason. They have their own target audience, target customer, target function. Okay, way over there. And down here we're gonna look at AP. AP stands for Audemars Piguet. I'm sorry, that's not funny. It's just a joke, guys. A stands for AM, P stands for PM. We're gonna use that at world time complications. We get to that after. And all of this index here won't light up except for this number, this 12369. That is the only index that will glows in the dark, but not as bright as this guy. I'm just saying in advance. You'll see that in the comparison video. And this index in orange are called the 3D index, and one of the reasons why they use this 3D index instead of flat, just plain index, is that to give us an illusion as the watch face is big. They need to add a lot of informations, and they all just jam everything in small space to make sure that the watch didn't look as complicated or as cluttered as the twin sensor Golfmaster. If you could remember, they used a 3D watch face instead, and man, it really worked out very well. I really appreciate it, that the fact they add a lot of thoughts in designing a watch face alone. This will be the mode indicator, so barrel highlight in orange. Take over there, thermometer. This is more of the other function that this model is focusing on. All of the functions is just listed down here in this still light indicator. Let me zoom in a little bit to give you guys a better look at all of them. Look at that. Look at the ring right over here. Look at that. They have this shape a little bit, very beautifully made. REC, SD, timer, alarm, world time, RC, receive function. This will be the hand to point at which mode you are at. G-Shock in orange, Casio over there, tough movement, triple sensor Mudmaster model. This will be the solar panel. Look at all this texture over there, the net-like texture. That is the solar panel for this model. You don't have a lot of them, just some around here, and some goes at the bottom part here. So that's about it. Then this will be the hours hand, the minutes hand, all will glows in the dark. The seconds hand is indeed carbon fiber, so it is lightweight and very hard to be affected by impact. And the tip of this seconds hand will glows in the dark as well, if you're wondering. And of course down here will be the digital window displaying the date and the date. You can toggle this setting by using the adjust button up here. Let me show you guys what I mean. Press here, it will shows you the atmospheric pressure graph and also the date, or press again, you can show you the digital time if you want to do so. That's about it on this part. And if you press this compass button, of course you will access the compass mode. The seconds hand will keep pointing to north direction. This will be the direction you are looking at. Very much simple, straightforward, except on this model you have a really quick access to the compass button. From this mode you could easily quickly go to the altimeter mode by pressing this button again. You don't have to go back to home time and then go back to this mode at all. Straight away from there, altimeter, and here is my current height. Everything was based in this atmospheric pressure sensor, of course, and the second hand will point it to number 1, which means 10. If I reach an altitude of 20 meters, something around there, this hand will go up to number 2, indicating 20 all the way to 100, depending on which height you are at. If you press this adjust button, it will keep continuing the seconds instead, so you are able to tell the altitude at the same time, local time as well. Pretty neat. Press mode, we will go back to home time and you will see that M time. M over there is the battery indicator for this model. We have a low mAh, low, medium, high. Currently at medium battery. I really need to charge this thing up for the best performance. Press mode, we will go to the first mode, which is the barometer, indicating with this hand over here, it's pointing to baro again, atmospheric pressure graph and atmospheric pressure reading over here, and the second hand will point it to 1, indicating there's a change in atmospheric pressure plus 1 than before. Press this again to show the second state. Press mode, we'll enter the thermometer mode one by one. So the thermometer part is pretty much simple, 32.2 degrees Celsius, nothing much of fancy going on over here. Proceed to the next one, which is the recall. This is where you could check back all the stored information that you add in here. We'll get to the details on this part in the module demo video soon. Press mode, we will go to stopwatch mode. Let's demonstrate real quick. Press this little right button over here, start, stop, and I believe reset using this compass button. There it is. Press adjust. The buttons over here is pretty stiff in my opinion. I use this arrangement. This one is way more easier to operate. Now we are at timer. You can start this again over there, stop, and of course reset this compass button over here. The button is pretty stiff. You can feel the quality built on it, and most of the reason why, because of the motor structure in there. We'll get to that after this. Press mode again. We'll go to alarm. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and including signal or outlet chime. Press mode again. We will go to world time. So this is where you use the AP over there. Look at that. So now the second time we're pointing to the default setting, which is at UTC time. The local time will display in this digital display. Seconds, hour, minutes, and will be displayed with this UTC time right here. If I press this adjust button, it will show which city you are looking at. And if I press this lower right button, it will point to that AOP, in this case PM. So it is now 3:41 PM in UTC time. Alright, press mode, everything will go back into place, and we are now at receive function. That here is where we could check when is the last time this watch received the wave scepter. Press mode, we will go back to hometown, and that sums up on the complication that you have aside from this glows in the dark hours and minutes and the solar panel top movement and all that. You can't see that, but you can feel it when the times come, when the watch hit the ground, when the watch knock onto something. You will appreciate the tough movement in there. And if you look at the watch from the sides, you can see that the watch it looks pretty long in my opinion. It looks long. For some reason, it's flat and long, although it looks very rugged even from the sides. You can view this watch at every angle. Look at it from this side, it looks totally badass from any angle you view it. Look at that. This watch is incredible, man. Very, very well made. You know, let me press the slide button again. Look at that. Anyway, you have an AR coating below this sapphire glass as well, so this thing indeed very, very tough looking watch, and of course tough watch, you can feel it. Man, this thing is incredible. Okay, down on the watch casing, and let's go to the watch band. You're gonna have a look at this. A lot of tire texture on the watch band, similar to the G9000 series Mudman. Look at that. A lot of details, and the printing just dotted on there. Very, very well made by Casio. Look at that, they just dotted in there, and overall look, it looks like a camouflage pattern going vertical sides like that, going up. Not a lot of them, just good enough. Everything was based on a full black, matte black watch band, just slight green shades going on over there. So this is just good enough, which is fit to the purpose of this model to be used in the jungle, for jungle trekking, for that type of environment. So this thing fits very nice, and that it fits with your outfits as well, or even as a fashion timepiece. So very incredible, man, very beautiful. Let me zoom in a little again to show you guys how detailed or how beautiful the texture on here. Look at that. I've seen a fake version of Mudmaster a lot, but nothing comes as close as this. These things, man, really worth every penny that you pay for this. And again, mod resist over here, indicating the construction of all of each buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons over here have 4 O-ring in them, 2 in this huge part, and another 2 at the shaft of the watch button. All of them have 4 O-ring, 4 water resistant, mold resistant, and I'm not sure about oil, but I believe they could indeed oil have just a little bit of oil resistance in the watch button as well. So, and that's one of the reasons why it is pretty stiff to be pressed, but still easy to use since they have this texture in here. Texture you could feel. That's as far as the mod resist over here. Let's go down. Triple sensor again. I will demonstrate that. Multiband 6 for the wave sensor. Top color for the solar panel on the watch face. Going down a little, you're gonna have all these square holes in there. Very standard, similar to most Mudmaster. I believe all Mudmaster have this similar thing, except on this piece is a collaboration, and you're gonna see this design. Other Mudmaster will only come with the plain color watch band. It's yellow, gold, or red, or something around there. And we're gonna have a look at this band keeper stopper at the tip here. Just a slight bulge up there, just good enough. Nothing that is too thick or too obvious. Anyway, moving to the upper, this part of the watch band, we're gonna have a look at vibration resist. This is similar to the one on the top movement over there. If anything move out of position, it will move back in the original position using the sensor. And of course, vibration resistance, you can shake this thing. You can use this while you are operating a machine or just going on a bike, a motorcycle trip. You're gonna be riding on a bike for about 1 hour or 2 hours. So vibration resistance is a good thing to have in your watch, since you will be exposed to a lot of vibration while you are using this for your activities and all that. Okay, if you look at the design on this part of the watch band, the camouflage actually now going to this part. Look at that, it goes horizontal. In this part it goes vertical, in this part it goes horizontal. That's about it. And it looks way more complicated and way more familiar, because most product that features this type of camouflage design looks like this. This part is pretty rare, this part is standard. Anyway, this will be the band keeper with Maharishi stamp on there. This is indeed IP processed steel to black with matte finish. Very gorgeous piece, very tough looking. It feels really solid though. I have another one. This one didn't feel as much. This one feels really tough, and I believe the standard band keeper only have WR 20 bar, something around there. Maharishi have a special made band keeper, which is indeed really appreciated. And this is the buckle with double buckle, this thing fork over there, and with Casio Japan sign over there, so you know this is the have Japan quality. So really and totally fit to the price that you pay for this. This part over here feels like the King G-Shock watch. I believe the triple sensor frogman have similar type of build, except that one feels tougher and way more thicker, similar to the Gravity Master. This one is slightly slimmer, I believe. They don't have this hefty stiff feel for some reason, but it's just tough or good enough. Looking at the bottom part of the watch band, some holes in there for better grip, and that's pretty much it. And smooth finish for easy cleaning. Since you will be exposed to a lot of sweat and mud and all that, you're gonna need to be able to clean it easily from this type of texture. More holes at the bottom part of this watch band as well. Some code for the polyurethane watch band and bezel. It is indeed very thick and stiff as well. It is not carbon fiber at all, unlike the arrangement. They have carbon fiber sheets in there, but they are thin. In this case, they don't add the carbon fiber, but they made it thick, so similar thing again, and it fits very well to overall build. This part is thick and tough. This part needs to be thick and tough as well. The watch band is locked with this Allen screw head, which really won't break at all, I believe, especially when they add this wrist hub part over here. This part is plastic as well, but it is really incredible, very crucial part whenever you're connecting two tough part. You're gonna need this. I mean, arrangement have a feature or have an issues where the lock breaks. You can watch or you can read this from a lot of forum. People have a lot of issues with this part. When exerted such an amount of force, this part will break and can't be replaced at all with a low cost, of course. So to prevent that issue, I believe this is the solution. Casio actually add more construction part on here, and this part, man, feels very tough. It won't break at all, even though the hard case, I believe, aren't fully steel. The hard case is just resin. Still, since they add this part, you're gonna feel a little bit safer compared when you're using arrangement. Just keep that in mind. So this model is indeed an upgrade to our already existing triple sensor model that we love, and now this thing came out. This is way better, and no wonder this thing is very famous and being loved by a lot of collectors out there. And let's have a look on the back plate. It's very simple, nothing complicated going on over here, unlike these fellas at the back here. But anyway, even though this is a collaboration though. Anyway, multiband 6 up here, against display button over here, mode, light button down there, altimeter compass button, and sapphire glass engraved at the back there. This part is glossy, this part is fully matte, beautifully made. Down here is the batch number for the solar panel. So mine is 201C and 221F, 221st day of 2016, making this one is, I believe, over 1 year old already. And Maharishi emblem over there engraved. You can see this logo, and on every Maharishi collaboration, G-Shock and Casio over there. This will be the model, module number 5463. I will cover this in a separate video soon. GWG-1000 Maharishi and stainless steel back, Japan edge. So this watch is fully made in Japan. That is insane, and it fits to the price, it fits to the overall bill. You have a Japan quality thing, and it is collaboration. The colorway is nice. It features an orange watch face. No Mudmaster out there have this type of coloring. Everything else is just plain white, or I mean not orange. This thing is totally different from the rest. That makes this thing very special to me, and I believe to a lot of collectors out there. And since the watch band is pointed straight downward, it indeed gonna give you guys a really nice fit. You still have a little bit of give just in case you have a bigger size wrist. This thing is movable, so don't worry about that. And if you have a smaller wrist like me, you still can rock this thing up. Let me show you guys what I mean. This watch band is, I mean, it's very thick, and it feels very high quality. Even though there's just plastic, this is not your average plastic watch. Just keep that in mind. It feels different. This part feels different. This plastic feels different. They're all different for some reason. Let me wear it over here. 15 centimeters circumference wrist. If you have a wrist bigger than me, you have no issues. If you have a wrist that is smaller than me, you can still wear this holes at number 1 from the top here. So no big deal, because you have this hug over here. And of course, issues will only happen at this tongue over here, but I believe this is fine. This watch band on here on mine is brand new, so it is still straight. Over time, I believe it will bend a little somewhere around there, so you won't having these issues anymore in the future if you wear the watch. If you don't, then this problem will still remains over there. Same goes with my Golf Master. I usually have those issues before, but now not anymore, because I wear this thing all the time. Look at that. I even scratch this part out. Look at that, because it's popping out almost all the time. Look at that. But anyway, so fine. Beater watch over there, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna beat this thing up or not, because it is very limited. Even if I want to beat this thing up, I'll probably switch the watch band first to a basic one, and then I'll beat the hell out of this. I'm not gonna disturb this original watch band and bezel, man. I'm just a collector. Even though I wear my watch, I'm gonna keep this thing from any scratch until I swap the watch band and bezel, of course. Alright, let me show you guys how this thing gonna appear. Wait, let me remove all this out of the way. On your wrist from this angle, look at that. It looks very rugged though. Very tough looking watch. From the front it looks like that. From the bottom it looks like that. Let me show you guys from this angle over there. I mean, it looks really cool looking. Look at that. I mean, it's very tough. It is indeed very big for my skinny wrist. And I remember the day that the first day I owned the Mudmaster, that is the Rescue Red Series, and I wear it on a train in Japan, and I didn't realize that at that time. And then when I think about it again, I just found out why people on train keep staring at me. And at that time I didn't realize where it is actually because of how big this thing is. At that time, this thing, especially this ring and the sapphire glass, it attracts a lot of attention. It is very big, it looks very rugged, and this guy attracts a lot of attention when you wear this. And I've experienced this before, even in Japan. People are staring on my wrist for some reason. They look, probably they're not used to G-Shock, but if you're a big fan of G-Shock and you want someone to notice you, this is the watch to go, especially when you want to impress your fellow collectors friends, which I believe most of you guys do. But anyway, that's as far as the watch face, some thoughts and opinion. And if you want to wear this a whole day, let me show you guys how this thing gonna weigh you. You can check all the sizing and the weight on the G-Shock Japan website as well, but I'm still gonna cover it here on the channel. Here it is. It's gonna weigh you about 118 grams, which is pretty heavy. So if you own a rangeman, if you consider about taking a Mudmaster, your rangeman weigh you about, look at that, 92 grams. This thing is way heavier than your rangeman. And if you own one of this, a standard 6900 series, and I believe most of you guys did, and if you own one of this and you want to upgrade to this, all of a sudden, let's measure. This thing is like 69 or 68 grams. This thing is double the weight of this. If you're used to wearing this thing is way heavier. My Golf Master even, I believe, not as thick as this guy, if I'm not mistaken. You look at that. This is just 107 grams. This thing is heavier, and of course, this is the lightest Master of G on the market out there. And this thing weighs about 90 grams only. The toughest yet the lightest Master of G on the market. Nothing could beat this thing, because this is the titanium frog, man. This thing is heavy. This thing is heavy, man. Still though, let me put everything back over here. Oh my goodness, look at all this. Look at all my collection for Master of G. Wow, nice, man, really nice. But anyway, let me measure the sizing real quick before I conclude this video, just in case you were wondering how this thing size. It is 54 millimeters from this point, and the shape is very irregular and very, I mean, they have a lot of edges here and there. It is weird. If you measure it, it won't appear as you would imagine. You really need to grab this, try this in stores on hand to have a better idea of how this thing gonna look. Anyway, the thickness is only about 14 millimeters, which is impressive. Not as thick as I would imagine, but look at it. This part is thin, this part is thicker, this part is thicker than this part. It is insane. A lot of things going on over here. You can't just measure one part and just be done and you made your conclusion. You need to measure everything. Look at that. At this angle, it's measured about 49 millimeters. All of a sudden, this part goes small, this part goes big. It is crazy. Regardless, the watch face will just be about, what is this? 30 millimeters. Somewhere around 30 millimeters. The watch face is just 30 millimeters. The rest are just the case for the protection that you're gonna need when you are beating this watch up. The watch band, I believe, is slightly slimmer. That is about 20 millimeters only. This part, including the band, I mean the wrist hook, the shock absorber, is about 30 millimeters. So yeah, it's around there. And I believe that is all that you should know, the basic thing on this Mudmaster G-Shock watch, especially this guy, the Maharishi version. I hope you guys found this video useful, informative, and entertaining as well for your future reference. Leave a like if it does help you with your next purchase. I really recommend you guys to get one of this, at least this. If you don't have any Master of G yet and you're thinking which one to get for rugged, for popularity, for a thing that a lot of people don't appreciate, get this guy. If you want more functions and you don't care about appearance, get this guy instead. This is still way better than this. I still love on this, even though I have this. Nothing can beat this guy, man. Nothing yet on this. But anyway, thank you. That's all, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is G-Shock High Fashion Channel, and
Sit here thinking of you.